Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to Lion Voice because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here. Hear me now. Yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.
What do you have to tell the people about Ras Tafari?
Light to the world. The king of kings and the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Elected himself, first rightful ruler. Hey yo, Eli, hail them high, hail the black king, born the 23rd of July. So tell them guy, who praise God up in the sky, it's a lie. The Almighty living on your night. From ancient time, them a try. Them Romans know them just open them suit and ties. Criminals ain't got no alibi, they stole my people. Then them comes without them genocide.
Are you talking about slavery?
Them couldn't kill. The lion will come conquer Judah tribe. Go through tribulation, and I strive, see sufferation, and I still rise. That's why we tell them in America, live Rastafari in every ghetto area. We come to tell them in a Toronto, straight at it.
Now, in terms of the I works with the community, can you just give us some highlights, maybe in the last 10 years, of your works that you have been doing in the Rastafari and the Panafrican community? I know you got into politics with the PPP party. You're very active with Garveyites and so forth. So can you just give us some highlights in terms of the last 10 years that you have been putting forth?
Well, I, along with three other brothers, Brother Moses, Brother Moore, and so on, three other brothers, in 2000, we reformed the Marcus Garvey People's Political Party. This is a party that was formed in 1929. And so we revived that party. We have been struggling ever since, but it's because of our principles. Because what we're doing at the moment, we have set up a farm. We call it Liberty Farm. We set up two farms, one in Liberia, and one in Jamaica. The one in Jamaica, we're now aiming plant over 10,000 pineapples. Mm-hmm. We have planted a portion of pineapples. We want to plant over 10,000 pineapples. We're hoping that the farm, it is from the farm, will generate enough income from the farm and use that money to build a party. That's what we're aiming for.
Yes, yes.
The party still exists. They meet here. I built a particular Africa hall,
yes,
where we keep party meetings. So I'm very much involved in the politics of Jamaica. We feel that the PNP and the JLP, which they can be beaten, but just take proper organization, because what they use now is money,
yes,
to buy the votes and to bribe the people. But one day the people's eyes are gonna open, and when it does, we'll be there to harness it.
And I'm so happy that you talk about the economic base and the importance of establishing an economic base. Traditionally, as Rastafari, we've been very opposed to economics and business. I've been championing on my channel that Haile Selassie was a businessman. Empress Menen was a businesswoman. And so when we lick out against business and economics as Rastafari, we are actually moving against the teachings of His Imperial Majesty, who was very clear about the necessity. I mean, he went as far as to say a government without money is like a body without a soul.
Yes.
And use these type of strong language. Why do you think that, and in the words of my brethren Ras Miguel in Tanzania, that Rastafari have made poverty a badge of honor? And do you agree with that sentiment? And why, if you do, why do you think that has been the case?
I could never agree with that sentiment because that sentiment means poverty. One night, coming from a Nyabingi in St. Mary, and I gave some bridges a lift. And because coming from St. Mary now, I live up in Stony Hill.
Yes.
So you have to pass Stony Hill to go into Kingston.
Yes.
So I said to the brethren and sisters, I always drive a van.
Yes.
Because I always have people carry. So I said to the brethren and sisters, stay at my house, until in the morning now, I will carry you all into Kingston. During the night, Ma Shanti and Pa Shanti were two of the brethren and sisters that were there. Yes. So naturally, being elders and being senior persons, I would even have given them my own bed, but I had other beds around. So when I show Ma Shanti and Pa Shanti the guest room, within an hour after showing them the guest room, I see Pa Shanti walking up and down the place, looking for cardboard to sleep on the veranda. I said, Pa, no, you don't sleep on the veranda. You come and sleep on the bed. I had to go a whole heap to convince him to sleep on the bed with Ma. I realized that the brethren have suffered so much that when you try to take them, they had developed that it's almost a badge of honor.
Yes.
For Rastafari to suffer.
Yes.
That's what I realized from the passion takes for you. You're proud to suffer, because if you don't suffer, you're not Rastafari.
Yes.
And so I had to struggle to make them realize that no, we don't have to suffer. We don't have to. So it took a lot out of me, many times. At my place here now, there's a cook shop downstairs, my place.
Yes.
And there's a bread. I do run the cook shop, and our brethren run it. But every day, the brethren have to give a lunch, give a food, because there's so much still in our community. We have had brethren and sisters who have made it comfortable out of music.
Yes.
But there's still a large portion of brethren.
Yes.
That have it hard every day. So whenever they come to me for food, I can refer them to the cook shop, because I know they'll get, if it's even a sip, they'll get something.
Yes.
And I will take it. I will pay for it.
Yes. So you agree that some of our brethren and sisters have taken poverty as a badge of honor?
Yes. And they are brilliant. I'll give you an example.
Yes.
My house, a lot of the mason work was done by Bongo Time. He's a brilliant mason.
Yes.
But most brethren never seen the mason work yet.
Okay.
But when I realized, I was told by a brethren that he's a brilliant mason. I said, what? So I in a way employed him.
Yes.
And so forth. And I had to work with him because, he goes off to Nyabingi.
Yes.
Work up to stop. But he's a brilliant mason.
Yes. I learned that from Nana Faraika, who said that her father employed many of the brethren, Ras Miguel, Bongo Time. A lot of them were skilled tradesmen.
Bongo, what's his name again? I'm seeing him right now. He passed recently.
Bongo Smithy?
No, he had gone up to the brethren them. The slim brethren. It's who come to him, but he's also a brilliant mason himself.
Okay.
And quite a couple others.
Yes.
So when I know, naturally I choose Rastafari to build anything that I'm building, Bongo Shefan.
Bengo Shepherd. Yes.
Yes, he's a good mason also.
Okay.
He's a person that I have employed.
Yes.
And I see the goodness of them.
Wow.
But after them work for me and so on, I don't send more work for nobody else.
Yes.
You know, Bongo Isla, who used to live with Ras Tafari,
yes.
He's a very good tiler. When them tile your house, it's safe so long. He's a very good tiler, brilliant tiler. He has tiled my house. So, you know, we have some very, very great brother and skilled brother in the community.
But yet still poverty persists.
Yes.
We do not have a business culture.
Yes.
And this goes, you know, I have to big up 12 Tribe to an extent because I think they have done it the best. But even in 12 Tribe, I think they would agree that, you know, they could have gone further in terms of business, but they were traditionally seen as a business house of Rastafari, but particularly within the Nyabingi. And I think Bobo Shanti, during the time of Prince Emmanuel, they had the broom and the industry. I just interviewed Priest Lamont, and he was speaking about during Emmanuel time how they were so industrious in terms of the brooms and the crafts and these things, but we haven't developed a business culture, and this is so important as we move forward into this era of repatriation.
But the black kid with them put on Cuba and Zimbabwe. Not road. Hey, the Dejazmatch. Start him now.
Sometimes in this life you have to go your own way. Me pray for me brothers in Zimbabwe. For me Cuban sisters, I see them and say, the Almighty love all of the people same way. Me tell Babylon them fi open up the gate. Zimbabwe she reclaim her land, that's great. Me love the way the people in Cuba get educate. Me have to ask them in the West why them are so full of hate.
Them hate Mugabe and them hate Castro. Them come with them blockade and them embargo. Cause Castro tell them no and Mugabe tell them go. Them want exploit the land and take with for fool. Brainwash education and use and mislead the youth. Them kill Trayvon and them shoot Martin Luther. And millions in Nigeria what they and still not make the news. Mafia trample Babylon and them Gideon boat.
Sometimes in this life you have to go your own way. Me pray for me brothers in Zimbabwe. For me Cuban sisters, I see them and say, the Almighty love all of the people same way. Me tell Babylon them fi open up the gate. Zimbabwe she reclaim her land, that's great. Me love the way the people in Cuba get educate. Me have to ask them in the West why them are so full of hate.
Me love how the people of Cuba them educate. Me have to ask them in the West how them are so full of hate.
Me see them in the West, say them a big hypocrite. A full time now, them policies them have to switch. Them fight against Cuba, them say them a communist. Still them trade with China till China get rich. Them no like Zimbabwe, through them reclaim the land. Them no talk say it was stolen from Africans. Say them would buy it back.
Ooh.
No the Queen of England.
Them they buy it back.
No, seems like it was a scam. The people get wise and them start make a stand. No government perfect, the youths overstand. The youth start rise, lend a helping hand. Highly Selassie I say, all nations have a plan. Sometimes in this life you have to go your own way. Me pray for me brothers in Zimbabwe. For me Cuban sisters, I see them and say, the Almighty love all of the people same way. Me tell Babylon them fi open up the gate. Zimbabwe she reclaim her land, that's great. Me love the way the people in Cuba get educate. Me have to ask them in the West why them are so full of hate.
That's why Babylon no like we. Yet them want we buy them Jordans and Nike. Yo, them have jails just fit fight with. Ooh, Jordan and the one Charles Barkley.